stuff was she taught them about the different classes of soldiers, the different armaments they had. Sometimes they'd act out different things. They learned about some of the big battles and all that. So they came back to my class and we were studying the parts of plants in science class, and that was a real, it was a hard shift gears from them, from being talking about the war and the battle and all this stuff. So I decided if you can't beat them, join them, and I should teach them how they made swords in the Bronze Age. So I kind of joined what they were doing, and I was already a hobby blacksmith, so I knew how to do things like make tools, how to weld, work with hot metals, that kind of thing. So I was just kind of a few steps away from where I need to go for that. And the first one that I made was this one. Does anybody know what this is? Yeah.
Roman gladius.
This is not Roman. This one is actually Greek. Sometimes people call it a Greek gladius. The Greeks would have called it a Xiphos. It's spelled Xiphos. And this is a real traditional Bronze Age sword. When people picture something from the Bronze Age, they often picture something like this, with a wide end like this. Later swords didn't look this way, but Bronze Age swords did. In fact, if you watch Lord of the Rings, any Lord of the Rings fans here? Or Hobbit? Okay. You see in Lord of the Rings, some of their very old swords look like this. So they're shaped this way, and that's how they make them look old. They're like, oh yeah, that must be from thousands of years ago. So why would they make a sword this way, do you suppose, with like with wider on the end like this? This is not common in later swords. If you picture swords like in the Middle Ages, they're long and straight. They don't have like a wider end. What's that about? What is it?
Makes the cut bigger.
It does, makes the cut bigger. Okay, that's one nice thing about it. There's one other thing. Yeah.
You get a better cut with using less material.
Okay, yeah, okay, so that's part of it. So it strikes harder. It's all about slashing. This is primarily a slashing sword. It is for stabbing a little bit, so it is pointed, but when you put the weight at the end like this, it makes it strike harder. And it's called angular momentum. So it has more angular momentum with the weight out here. And that's one thing that you can do to make a small sword strike harder, by putting the weight out at the end. And these are small swords. When you see a Bronze Age sword for the first time, sometimes people are surprised that it's kind of small. Like it's smaller than you'd picture swords being, right, in general. And if this looks small to you, this is what a lot of Bronze Age swords look like. There are a whole lot of them that were this size. And that's surprising. Like a lot of people look at that and they're like, that's a big dagger. But this is actually not a dagger. We'll talk about how you know in a little bit. But this is one of the kinds of Spartan swords that they had. Okay? And you think about Spartans being like this fierce warlike people. They had their boys raised in military camps from the age of 7 onward. And yet they're using tiny swords like this. Not surprising. Why would you have swords that are small like this? What's that about? That's true? Okay, so you're faster? That's for sure. Okay, so if you're moving much quicker with this. What else? Yeah. Not too heavy, that's true too. People in the Bronze Age thought that a sword should be 2 pounds or less. If it's heavier than that, it's too heavy. You would be too slow. Your enemy would wear you out. And so, 2 pounds or less, that's one thing. And they just didn't have very much bronze. Okay, bronze is very scarce for most of the Bronze Age. So, they would make things very small. Before the Bronze Age was a period of time called the Copper Age. And the Copper Age kind of overlaps with the Late Stone Age, which is called the Neolithic Stone Age, the New Stone Age. And we start to find copper artifacts like this during the Neolithic or Copper Age. And if somebody would have made something like this, because copper can be found in pure form in nature sometimes if you're lucky. This is a chunk of copper I found in a field in Minnesota when I was about 10 years old. I was very lucky to have found it. It was covered in green corrosion at the time. You can still see a little bit left in the cracks there. But this has been passed around by thousands of people.